are recording this meeting tonight just so that we can show this to others who perhaps miss it a little bit later. So welcome. This is the parent meeting for the JOW program here at the Cascade Swim Club. My name is Jason Pratt. I am the club manager. Beside me is Coach Jackie, and we are hopefully we've got a number of our people in there coming onto the call, so hopefully everybody will be able to join us. We've got a few things to go over here tonight. A lot of this presentation is meant to cover a variety of groups, so there are a number of slides that we will just skip over and just try and stick to the ones that are relevant for this particular group. So with that, we'll get ourselves going. So we'll have tonight some introductions, some contact information. A lot of this you would already be aware of, so we'll go over pretty quickly. We'll talk about equipment as well as the training plans, the meet calendar with groups. This is not really relevant for this part of the program. So office staff, you would have been in touch with some of us already. As I mentioned, I'm a club manager in the front office with accounting and any of your charges that go onto your account in that area. It's held. That's Jen Bathke in the accounting. Ella Wilson is the front office administrator. So any calls, any emails, or if you happen to go in to our office, which is located, you can see here on the map at the MNP Community and Support Center, that is the person that you'd be talking to. Coaching staff. So relevant to this part of the program, our head development coach, that is Coach Jackie, Jacqueline Pratt. The head coach for JOW is Sydney Wall. She's on the call here tonight as well. And I think that we were going to jump into equipment fairly quick here.
Okay. So there isn't a lot of equipment for JOW, but it is important that they do have each piece. They do require their own kickboard, their own swimmer snorkel, and training fins. And so we are going to talk a little bit on the training fins tonight. But first of all, with the kickboard, they will use their kickboards just about every single practice that they train. Now they do have kickboards at Canyon Meadows Pool, and they do have some on deck at Seton, but we're never guaranteed access to them. So sometimes, especially at Seton, if their YMCA program is starting up, there's very little kickboards available. So it's really important that the kids all had their own kickboard. And typically at the JOW level, they can get away with just a junior kickboard. The swimmer's snorkel. So the snorkel is a great coaching tool, and it's just a fabulous thing for young swimmers to use. It sort of allows them to work on things and not worry about turning their head to breathe. They use it for just about every stroke. So, and we would like to begin using the snorkels as soon as possible. You can purchase the swimmer snorkels at Team Aquatic Supplies, and you can also find them online at various swimming shops, but you do get a discount at Team Aquatics, which you're probably already aware of when you registered. There is a shark card you can download, and I think you get a 10% discount. Is that what it is? 10%?
It's a little bit more than that. And I can show you.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just show everybody where you can go to get that. If you didn't see it during registration earlier, and that's totally fine. I'll show you on our website where you can get that. So if you go to the Cascade webpage here, Under the Cascade members, little drop-down menu at the top, Cascade members, there's a swim gear tab. When you go to that, you can see here, if you go to Cascade products and pricing, this is for Team Kit. If you wanted any pieces that were Cascade branded, when you get your swimsuit later in the year, you'll want to get one of these. All the pricing is listed there. The team gear, or sorry, not the team gear, but the training equipment that your swimmer needs is listed on this page as well. And then Team Aquatic Supplies. This is where you have 20% discount. And this can be done in store or online. If you are going in store, you want to have on your phone or print out, if you like, a copy of this shark card. And what this shark card does is it entitles you to 20% discount when you're at the store, or you can use this online coupon code, which is listed here for the same discount if you're shopping online. So again, just quickly, where to find that? Under Cascade members, drop down menu to swim gear, and then just sort of 3/4 of the way down towards the bottom, shark card is what you're looking for the discount card. Just click there and that's it. Okay.
Yeah, so Team Aquatics typically has everything that you'll need. And if they don't, you can order it on their website, like Jason mentioned, and they do have a warehouse. They have a few warehouses across the country, and they will ship things fairly quickly if they're out of stock on anything. When you're choosing a swimmer snorkel, it is important, like some of the mouthpieces on the swimmer snorkels can be quite large. So, if you have a swimmer with a smaller face, smaller mouth, just keep that in mind when you are selecting a snorkel, and make sure it's going to be somewhat comfortable for them. So it is something to get used to. And if they have never used a snorkel before, and keep in mind, this is different from a diver's snorkel. So it's not, the same kind of mask and snorkel you wear when you're in the ocean. It is just the snorkel. So they wear their goggles and the snorkel. Sometimes to begin with, it does help if they have a nose clip, because it's a little bit of a different breathing pattern. So we do find sometimes that helps. What I would suggest if you're buying a brand new snorkel is get them to practice in the bathtub at home before they come to practice, because it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. Some of the kids catch on quite quickly and have no problem, but some of them don't. And some of them, it is uncomfortable, and it is a bit to get used to, but it is something that we use in the program beginning at JOW all the way up, and we use them quite frequently. And like I said, they're really benefit to what we do. And so it is important that they get used to using them. And then the fins. So we are preferring.
Sorry, just quickly,
Sorry.
I forgot to mention this at the beginning. If you have any questions, just throw it in the group chat, and we will poke our head in there from time to time, and at the very end, leave time for questions and make sure we have answered everything that's thrown in that chat.
Mhm.
Somebody did mention they went to Team Aquatics on Saturday and they were out of snorkels, which
Yeah,
I mean can happen from
happens.
time to time, but that would be where you could get them, and if they didn't have them there, you might have better luck ordering from them online.
Yeah, online would probably work. So we do have, Jason has listed the fins here, the JOW fins. So what we are looking for is a short fin. So I have a short fin in my hand here. I don't know if that's blurry or clear, Jake, but, and so ideally we don't want anything longer than that. We do have the Finis, a floating fin listed here, and this fin is a bit longer, but the blade is very soft. So this is actually an okay fin as well. We do have a photo for you because we just recently, some of our swimmers are going to be cutting their fins shorter.
So
Yeah,
this you'll see here a picture of 3 different fins, and what Jackie was just showing you was that blue and yellow fin. That's sort of the ideal version of the fin. The one on the left, the gold arena fin, They don't make them in this as often as in the smaller sizes, so you're
I
probably your
believe what
best
they
bet.
told me was the smallest size in the arena fin, which is the gold fin on the left, is that it comes in like a men's size 4. So probably for JOW, no one's going to be able to fit that fin. But we're looking for ideally a shorter fin. If you have already purchased fins and you have these like the red and yellow one, they're called the color keyed fin or the Nordesco fin. They are color coded by size, so you may have the same brand but just a different color. The blade is very stiff, and what we're finding is the kids are really having to bend their knees a lot to use the fin to its full range, which is not ideal for flutter kicking. So it's not a problem to cut them down, and that's what we're suggesting to some of our JAG swimmers is that, you know, the fin will still be of good use, but so some of our members will be cutting their fins shorter, and it still will work just perfectly fine. So if you've already purchased a Nordesco fin, which is that orange and yellow one, this photo Jason's showing you now is the, you know, what it originally looked like, the longer version, and then we cut it. So we measured it to 3.5 inches from the tip of the boot, and you know, an X-Acto knife or a box cutter knife easily cut the blade. So yeah, so ideally a short fin or the Finis floating fin. Or if you have already purchased this Nordesco fin, you can cut it down. And I think the longer fins are quite a strain on the little guy's ankles. And like I said, it's really not effective for good kick technique. So we're ideally going to that shorter fin. Yeah. Okay. And if you have questions, if you have fins and you're not sure if they're good, you can always email myself or Sydney and confirm with us, or send a picture along and we can let you know if they'll work or not. Speedo also has a short fin and a long fin. So again, just look at the fin length, and some of them are appropriate, some are a bit long, but yeah. Okay, moving on. Okay, they also need, obviously, cap and goggles every practice. So we always like to, you know, recommend they have a spare pair of goggles in their bag. Quite often, goggles malfunction or they leave them somewhere, and you know, they especially at swim meets, we definitely want to have a spare pair on hand. Goggles, you know, if you're not sure, ideally they should fit inside their eye sockets for best, you know, if we want them to stay on when they start diving in. You know, if you're finding that your swimmers' goggles flip up when they dive in, could be a bit of dive technique, or it could be that the goggle is too big for their face. So again, Team Aquatics is really good at helping you fit goggles if you're struggling. But couple pair of goggles, caps. They will receive a cap from their coach, and we will have silicone caps on hand at the pool. We always have a stash, and we keep track of who gets one. If your swimmer wants a silicone cap, just send a message along to myself or Sydney, and we will make sure that they get a silicone cap, and then that just gets charged to your account. The one-time latex cap will be is part of your registration, so those will come out this week actually. Oh, you probably already have a few in your bag from if you've made your way up through swim school. Okay, so that's equipment. It is important that they get used to wearing the caps. I understand this, you know, when they first start wearing them, it is ideal for, you know, swimmers who have long hair. It is important that they have their hair tied up, if they do have long hair, tied up, and then the cap over top. And it is mandatory at swim meets that they wear the cap. They'll also need a cascade suit, which we'll get into in a minute, but it is important that they get used to wearing them. They can be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but it is something that we want them to wear at the swim meets. So it's nice if they wear them to practice, just to get used to the feel of the cap. The silicone caps are a little bit more comfortable. So if your swimmer is struggling with the latex cap, again, we have the silicone caps on hand. Okay. We kind of jumped ahead to, should I go back to this? That.
I think we're on to the competition
We did
calendar.
that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna jump on to competitions. And a few new things this year with the, Jason's going to show you the meet schedule, and we will also email that to you. It is the full, you're going to see all the groups listed, but your column is obviously the JOW schedule. The Junior Olympic Way swimmers are going to participate in mostly fundamentals meets this year. And the fundamentals meets are typically one session, one day. We do have a 2-day meet in December. That's the Sandy Ferris meet. That's one of the meets that we are hosting. And that's the beginning of December. And then we also have a 2-day fundamentals meet in the spring. And you'll see that on the meet schedule. Also, what we're going to start to do this year is have a no electronics allowed at swim meets. So typically in the past, we have had swimmers come on deck with cell phones, gaming, iPads, games, and that sort of things. And so we're really trying to get rid of that. We'd like the kids to arrive, you know, they can bring a book, a coloring book, a deck of cards. Some of them bring puzzles, games that they can play with their teammates while they're waiting in between races. We have come across issues with someone's iPad gets wet or someone's cell phone goes missing. And it's really something you or I don't want to deal with at a swim meet. So we're going to do no electronics. If you really feel that it's necessary that your swimmer has a cell phone tucked away in their bag for home time, like for them to call you and say, hey, Mom, I'm done. Come and meet me in the change room. I'm fine with that. But we just don't want it out. We don't want the kids on their phones in the middle of the meet. So it's important that if they have questions or they have any concerns or questions when they're at a swim meet, it is important that they learn to come and talk to their coaches. There's many coaches available on the deck at any time at a swim meet, and we want them to learn that sort of independence and have them take initiative to go ask their coach questions if that's the case, rather than texting mom and dad. So yeah, so we're going to do that this year, and I'm really excited about it. The kids can I think they will be more present at the meets, and they'll be more into it. They'll be more aware of what's happening. They'll spend time with their buddies, and they can do, it'll be social time. It'll be really great. And this is a bit of a no-brainer, but there's no racing suits at this level. Obviously, I'm sure most of you know that. And all they will need for their swim meets is their Cascade, their blue Cascade suit, which you can purchase at the office. Jason did flip to that page quickly, and you can get parkas, uh,
Hoodies, track pants,
hoodies.
backpacks, all of that stuff. And none of that is required at this level, but they're going to get a t-shirt, as Coach Jackie mentioned, as well as a cap and then a t-shirt when they go to the swim meet. But they will need a Cascade swim meet, a swimsuit for the meets as well.
And then just kind of circling back, in practice as well, we do want them to have proper training suits. So those Cascade suits, we have some swimmers that wear them to every practice and to every meet. So they do last fairly good for a fairly long time. But it is important that they have, good mobility during swim practice. So, the longer board shorts are not really a great training suit. The pockets fill with water, and it does create quite a bit of drag. We understand that some of the kids do get cold, especially at Seton. The pool's a little bit colder than Canyon Meadows. But we do encourage you to try and just get them in a regular training suit. Again, those are something that can be purchased at Team Aquatics as well.
Meet schedule?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to quickly touch on why it is so important that they do attend meets, and often at this level, swimmers are kind of deciding, do I want to be a competitive swimmer or not? And I would hope that you've joined the Junior Olympic Way program to sort of introduce your swimmer to that. And essentially, that's what we're all about. We are a competitive swim program. Even our swim school program is designed to it is the Learn to Competitive Swim program. So we do want, we do sort of stress the importance of healthy competitive atmosphere, and we want the kids to have fun and enjoy racing. And so often, if swimmers are unsure whether they want to race or not, what we usually suggest is you never really know until they try. And we have had swimmers that come 2-3 meets and they arrive in tears. It's a bit overwhelming for sure, and that's perfectly normal. And what we typically find is that after they do 1 or 2 swim meets, they absolutely love it. It's time with their friends. They get to know each other. When they go to their day-to-day practice, they don't get to talk very much because their faces are in the water. So the meets are a great way to get to know each other, learn sportsmanship. It teaches them the importance of setting goals. It teaches them the value of hard work. And it is the ultimate feedback for how you train. It kind of holds them accountable. Like, we practice this in practice, and now this is your opportunity to show us what you've been working hard at. It also helps swimmers learn to cope with disappointments and and deal with sort of an array of emotions. It builds confidence, and it is honestly fun, just fun. The kids have a blast together on deck. So it's just where they absolutely feel the team spirit. So we highly encourage you to give it a go. Okay, maybe we'll just show the meet schedule now. And I won't, so the JOW column is the first column there. And so anywhere you see a green check mark, that will be a meet that they will attend. And as you can see, we've got our first swim meet will be the Cascade Mini Pro. So this is a Friday afternoon, evening. I believe warm up will be around 4 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's November 8th at MNP. You're going to get details every time there's a swim meet coming up. You will receive an email on details on the meet, how to sign up for the meet. And Jason's going to show you that right now. We have the new website happening this year. So all of us are learning the new system, but it has been pretty straightforward. So it's nothing that you won't be able to manage.
Okay. So what I'm just going to show you is what the email out that comes from the club looks like, and just with the pertinent information that it also sends regarding some meets. So just give me 1 second here. Okay. So when you get this information, comes in the form of an email. And this one that I'm showing you is for another group that is another set of groups that are attending and meet at the Seton YMCA as well. You'll get the event name, in this particular case, Jack Frost, gives you the dates, gives you the location, such as the pool. This actually has a typo. The host club in this case is not us, it's Okotoks Mavericks, but it will list the swimmers attending. So here it says Jag Gold, Jag Blue. In the case of a meet that your swimmers would be attending, it would say JOW. It gives you the meet times, Friday, warm up with start time, Saturday, warm up with start time, Sunday, and so on. It gives you what the fees are to attend, listed through here. And then it gives you the confirmation deadline. In this particular case, this meet is, the deadline has already happened. It was Monday at 4 o'clock. And this is important because we want to, largely these deadlines come to us from the event host. So in this particular case, the Okotoks Mavericks, the host of the competition, have said, we need all your entries by whatever the date might be, the 9th, the 10th of October. And so we back that out a few days and provide a deadline for our swimmers to confirm or to say that they are not going. And that's how we get our deadline. So it is important to be mindful of these dates. And if you know right away, the best suggestion is when you get this email, confirm or decline attending immediately so you don't forget. Because when this deadline passed, our entries are done and then they're sent in. And then we are at really, it's up to the other club if somebody, if they can or cannot be let in after the deadline. And it is difficult for us to get swimmers in after the deadline. So please be mindful of those deadlines. Now, when you get this email, it will direct you to the website. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like and how you would then go in and actually sign up. So let me do that. Just make sure that we're in the right spot. Cascade website. Okay, so. Oh, we just got some dogs barking in the background here. All right, so. On the Cascade webpage, right on the top bar, there are events and results. When you go to events, the events that your swimmers would be looking to attend are listed here. So you can see a variety of them. The Jack Frost, which was the email that we were just referencing, is here. It's listed as a swim meet. And you would click on over just to the right and make sure I can see this, the name of the event. And then for you, you would have this declaration here to the right, which is where you would say yes or no to attend. Because I don't have a swimmer in the program, it's shown a little bit differently here than yours. I will show you what it looks like on another page. It just under this declarations has this accept or decline. Again, my account doesn't show that. I don't have a swimmer to sign up, but yours under declarations has an accept or decline. And you just click on that button and you just say yes or no. Well, I'm not logged in on this one, but let's just get me to do that. Okay. So I would just click submit. I don't have any swimmers on this one as well, but as soon as you push that button, it's saying yes or it is saying no. And that's all you have to do. And that is all you have to do. So the first one that you will have coming up is going to be in November. And it is this Cascade Speed Meet and Mini Pro. And this one again, there's an accept or decline button to the right. You would just click on it and click and in through here. Again, I don't have any swimmers, but your option would be accept or decline, and then you just push here for submit. Okay.
And maybe just important to note that those mini pro meets that we offer to the Junior Olympic Way swimmers, there's typically connected to a bigger meet for the older kids on the same weekend. So the mini pro is just the Friday. It does cause some confusion sometimes. So just when you're signing up for that, just understand that it's only the Friday evening that your swimmer will be participating and not the full weekend.
Yep. And it's a great opportunity as well for you as parents to see, with Junior Olympic Way being the most novice of our programs that do competition, you would see swimmers at that level, the same level that all of your swimmers are at, all the way up to, you know, our swimmers who competed last summer at the Olympic Games. They would all be there at the mini pro. And so you get a great shot, a snapshot of the entire spectrum of the entire competitive body of the Cascade Swim Club, including our kids at the Junior Olympic Way. So
are they able to select events?
no, they won't be able to. Yeah.
Okay. And then this part.
Yep. So there is a spot in there when you accept or decline to leave some notes for the coaches. And that would just be, in this particular case, I'm not sure what notes you might want to leave, but in the case of a few meets later in the season, and I'll just show you what we might mean there. In May, as an example, here we go. Just show you that what I was saying in the notes section. If what this would be used for is later in the year, there is a meet that is more than one session. It is a day Saturday afternoon, and it is a day Sunday morning. And you can see that here. This one just happens to be the spring fundamentals. You can see listed the 24th of May. That's the first day. And it is a 2-day meet. You can see that here. So the second day is the 25th. So what you may run into is the ability to just do the Saturday, not the Sunday, or just the Sunday, not the Saturday. Please let us know in the notes. So when the coaches go to do the entries, that would be Coach Sydney. She'll be able to see and to know not to enter your swimmer into the Sunday events. Or let's say it's in the case of the mini pro, which is on Friday from 3 o'clock warm up, approximately 4 o'clock start, a little bit before them, and maybe a 7 o'clock finish. You have, it doesn't really matter, something either at the beginning or the end of that session that prevents you from participating entirely. You just leave that in the notes and say, we can't be there until 5 o'clock, or we have to leave at 6 o'clock. The coach then would know to adjust your entries appropriately based on the notes that you leave on the sign up page. Okay. So that would be swim meets.
I'm just going to say, it is important, excuse me, we have a dog that's being rather bossy. It is important that the notes go in the system where Sydney can see them when she's doing the entries. If you want to follow up with an email to Sydney, and we will give you Sydney's email and her contact information. If you want to follow up with an email to her about stuff like that. Like say you can only be at the meet until noon and then you have a birthday party, or like Jason said, you can do one day and not the other. That it's really important that we have that information, in the notes section when you're signing up for your swimmer, just so it doesn't get missed. And then one other thing just to mention is if you sign up for a meet and let's say you're very last minute, your swimmer is sick, there are no, if it's past the entry deadline, there are no refunds for that sort of situation. We have a little bit more flexibility when it's our meet and we're hosting it. But like Jason mentioned earlier, there are deadlines. They need the entries by the deadline. And the club typically pays the fees for the meet at that deadline. And so if your swimmer is sick, injured, or if something comes up that's unexpected, we don't have refunds for those sorts of things. I think we've covered, oh, sorry.
I'll just say quickly, I put in the group chat the link to the Meet mobile app. And what that is, you can get it on for an Android or for iPhone. It's just an app that allows you to track your swimmers' results during the competition. And so the link is there. And there's a free version and a paid version, like there is almost with all apps these days. And like I said, it does allow you during the swim meet to track your swimmers' results. It tracks them all season long, and you can get notifications every time you do get results as well from your swimmers. So
you can also see, their the estimated time and when their events will happen. You'll be able to see, what heat they're in, and you'll be able to watch more carefully the meets. Because the swim meets can be long. If you weren't a swimmer yourself, we often get that question, what time is my swimmer swimming at? And the Meet Mobile will help you with that. They kind of have it's typically fairly close. It's not always accurate, but it's typically fairly close, and you'll be able to sort of estimate, what time they'll be racing at. Yeah, we will. We're going to answer questions at the end, Jake, or I'm just going to share it again. Okay, I just wanted to go over just a few things that sort of come up at swimming, so I'll try and be quick here. We do find that at this age, you're going to find some of the kids are nervous about racing. Some of them will have older siblings at meets, and that helps sometimes. And some of them are perfectly fine. They walk on the pool deck, no problem. The pool does look quite different at a swim meet. There's many more people on deck and many more swimmers. It can seem a little bit overwhelming the first time that they do this, but we do encourage you drop and go. We don't allow parents to come on the deck. So it is sort of one of these things, like most of your meets are going to be at the Seton YMCA, for example. So what we typically suggest is that you have a meeting spot in the change room. You send your swimmer to the pool deck with their coach. The coaches will be there to meet them. And then when it's time to go, you have your meeting spot and they will find their way to the change room and meet you there. We do, especially with JOW, the coaches will monitor that sort of thing to make sure everybody connects with the parent, but we cannot have the parents coming out onto the pool deck. The pool deck is far too busy, and it's just important that you just watch from the stands upstairs. So also, if your swimmer is a bit nervous, we usually say drop and go is the best solution. Our JOW coaches, we're all swimmers, and they know how it feels to be at a swim meet, and they're quite good at, sort of settling them down if they're a little bit uneasy. Coach Sydney will be available, to help with that sort of thing as well. And well, there will be many coaches on deck. And so, it's not unusual to see a couple of kids who are a little bit nervous, but we can usually manage it, and we will wave you down from the stands if we feel like it's not something we can manage, but we haven't had that problem yet. So nervous swimmers, that sort of happens. And then, just the meets at the larger facilities. I think there's actually our first meet is at MNP. And so at MMP, You know, parents will be allowed to go through the change room with their swimmer, and then the coach will meet you at the entrance from the change rooms so that you can kind of hand off your swimmer there to the coaches. And then just a couple things. Typically, they will start out doing some like their first meet is probably going to be a 50 free and a 50 back. And the coaches will select their events. Coach Sydney will be doing the entries for the Junior Olympic Way swimmers, and she will, you know, together discuss with the Junior Olympic Way coaches on who, you know, what they're ready to race, and we won't want to put them in anything that they're not ready for. So they sort of, you know, watch them throughout the year. When they're ready to try something new, they will add that event at the next swim meet. And I think you'd be quite surprised how much they progress over the year. And it's really incredible. It's a lot of fun to watch them, you know, start out with a 25 free, and then the 50, and then the 100, and that sort of thing. DQs. I just wanted to touch on disqualifications. And it's going to happen. I don't know a swimmer yet that has never been disqualified from a race, and just be prepared for it. It's not a big deal, but swimming is incredibly technical. There's lots of rules on, you know, how you touch the wall, how you finish, what your stroke looks like. And the rules are the same whether you're 7 or 27. And so the coaches go over these things in practice, obviously, but little kids get to a meet and there's lots going on, and it's quite easy for them to forget. For example, one of the things that happens often is on backstroke, they must finish the race on their back. So quite often little kids they know they're getting close to the wall and they roll over onto the front and touch on their front. Well, that would be a disqualification. And, you know, we always like to use it as a learning experience. It's not anything to get upset about, but you will notice on your, you know, when you're checking Meet Mobile, it will show up as a DQ, and the swimmer's time won't count. So they'll have to do it again, and hopefully the next time their time will count. You know, for some of the kids, it takes quite a few DQs before they get the hang of it. And, you know, I think it's just important to be patient, and it's okay. And as long as they're learning from it and trying to remember the next time, like I said, it's pretty complex. And there's a lot for them to learn at this level. So just want you to be aware of it. The coaches will always do their best to follow up with the swimmer and say, this is what you did wrong. At some meets, when it's a really busy swim meet, it's not always terribly obvious to the coach what happened, and we don't always get the message back from the officials on what they did wrong. So we do our best to communicate that to them, like, okay, this is what happened, and this is why it got DQ'd. But like I said, it's not 100% of the time that we know. But we do our best to keep them informed and keep them learning all the time. And then I just wanted to touch on diving at meets, because we do get some kids at the JOW level who cannot dive yet. And it's not, you know, it's not mandatory that they know how to dive, or that they dive off the starting block. Of course, they're learning to do that. If they can do that, we will encourage them to use the block. But some of the kids prefer to dive off beside the block into the water. Some of the kids are still jumping in. And at the fundamentals level, it's okay to do that. That's not a problem. And the officials are aware of it. And you know, they're expecting that sort of thing at this level, and it's all good. Hopefully they all get eventually to the point where they're comfortable diving off the blocks. Yeah, I guess I just have here, you know, be patient. Sometimes you know, like I said, there's a lot for them to learn, and it's not going to happen overnight. They work very hard at practice. And so the meets are kind of like the reward where they can see, wow, I can swim fast and this sort of thing. So it's a very exciting time. And then our emphasis, of course, at practice and at meets is just to have fun. And so we hope that you're on board with that as well. One of the things I'd just like to mention to all the parents, because some of you may have been swimmers or you know a little bit about swimming, but it's really important that we hope that you're not offering coaching tips to your swimmer, only because it can be confusing. And, as I mentioned many times now, it's very technical. There's a lot for them to learn. And if their coach is trying to keep it very simple, and then mom and dad are telling their swimmer something else, that can be very conflicting to them. It can make them nervous. It can make them anxious. And, they put a lot of pressure on themselves already. There's pressure from their peers, their coaches, and that sort of thing. So it's important that mom and dad are only providing that, get out there and do your best and have fun. And really, it doesn't have to be anything more than that. But when you start to get into the details of, technical stuff, I promise you, we're teaching all those things. And again, it's just really, we just need you to be patient, and we can assure you that they're learning all those things, and eventually it's going to all come together. So we just appreciate you letting us lead the coaching to the coaches. I typically, or I guess Coach Sydney will send out a pre-swim meet email, and she will just list things that you'll be, things to bring to the meet. They won't have to bring their training equipment. They won't need their fins or their snorkel or their kickboard at a swim meet. So they just need to have caps, goggles, Cascade t-shirt, warm clothing. Sometimes the pool deck is really chilly, especially at MNP. And so in between races, if there's a long gaps between races, it's important that they stay warm. So we want them to learn that early. Sometimes they don't have time to get their clothes on and off, but we just want them to get into good habits at swim meets. And so, a long sleeve hoodie. The club does have tracksuits, or, if you want to put a sweatshirt on, put the Cascade t-shirt over top, just so they stay warm. Send an extra towel so they're dry and they're warm at the swim meet. A water bottle is a must. Snacks are important. The meets aren't too long that they will be attending, but it's nice that they have a little bite-sized snacks that are easily accessible, nothing that requires anything, putting together. And then we just request that they don't pack muffins, because they're very messy, and the lifeguards don't enjoy cleaning up after us when we've had muffins on deck. But, dried fruit, healthy granola bars, something that will give them quick energy and won't sit in their belly and make their stomach upset. And it doesn't have to be anything significant. A water bottle is a must, of course. Boy, I think I have gone through all of my notes here. And I'm going to share, we will share Coach Sydney's. Coach Sydney, did you want to put your camera on and just say hello to everybody? Because I'm sure mostly everybody's seen you. Okay, this is Coach Sydney, and Sydney's overseeing the Junior Olympic Way program this year. At the various pools for the Canyon Meadows swimmers who haven't started yet, on Monday, Wednesday, Canyon Meadows, your coach's name is also Sydney. It's another Sydney. So that's Sydney Corner. This is Sydney Wall that you're seeing here in the meeting. Our Tuesday, Thursday coach at Canyon Meadows is Coach Maria. Maria will also have Coach Izzy assisting her. And then at Seton, we have Monday, Wednesdays, Coach Soleil, which the Seton groups that have already started will already have met Soleil. And then, no, I have that wrong. Monday, Wednesday is Coach Claire. Tuesday, Thursday is Coach Soleil at Seton. Yeah, and then Sydney is also going to provide her cell number to you, which, I recommend you just plunk it in your phone. And, we kindly ask that you only use it in emergencies, like if you're running late and you're going to be late for a swim meet, or, something's come up and you can't find the pool, or you have a quick question, for things like that, please reach out to Sydney, and we will plunk her cell number in the group chat here. And but again, just if it's anything lengthy, please send Sydney, just send her an email, and we will also add her email here. You can ask her questions. You have questions about the program, training equipment, or just general questions. Please reach out to Sydney for that sort of thing. And
The other thing was the WhatsApp group, which
oh yes, and the WhatsApp, the parent. This is the first year we're doing this, and I'm glad we are. And I don't know why we didn't think to do it in earlier years, but we're going to. Jason has just added the parent WhatsApp group chat link there, so please sign on. So this will include all four groups of JOW parents on there. But if you have a swimmer at Seton that left their fins at the pool, throw it in the group chat. Or if someone came home with someone else's snorkel and you want to communicate that, add it in the group chat. Possibly someone else will see it and they have your snorkel. So we find that this group chat is really good for those sorts of things. If you have a quick question or clarification on stuff, sometimes myself or Sydney will put things in the group chat, last minute reminders. Maybe there's a last minute change to a start time at a swim meet, stuff like that. So it is important that you're on that group chat and that you're checking it. With this many people on the group chat, it might get busy. You might find that there's quite a bit of chatter going on, but it's good. It's good that you're all connected. It's a great place to add in if you would like to carpool with someone from your neighborhood. That's a great tool to use. This is the group chat. Yeah, so please sign on to the group chat. Jason has put Sydney's cell number and her email there. And again, you're going to hear from Sydney from time to time. Typically the end of every month, we do a monthly recap. And so that'll probably be the next time you hear from Sydney.
Just the link that was put in this chat. It's the same one that was in the email that came out as a reminder for the meeting tonight. So it's not any different if you've already signed on. This is the same link. It's just providing you with that again.
So are there any questions we need to answer?
So there was a question up here a little bit earlier about submates. Up earlier here. Do you have to stay with your child at the summit?
Oh yeah, so I guess it is certainly at the JLW level. I wouldn't, drop your swimmer on the pool deck and leave the building. I think it is important that somebody is there for them. No, you don't have to stay on the pool deck. Like I said, the parents are not allowed on the pool deck at this level. So it is kind of, drop at the pool deck. The coaches will meet you at the change room, and then you can go upstairs and enjoy the meet and just cheer them on from the stands. Yeah, so just equipment questions. Does anybody have any other questions? I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, you expect an email. Well, expect a couple emails. One regarding the summit to sign up for the 8th of November. That will be the first event for the Junior Olympic Wave program. And you should also expect an email from the registration system at swimming.ca, which is Swimming Canada. So our club, Cascade, is a part of Swim Alberta, which is a part of Swimming Canada. All swimmers who compete in competitions, which is the Junior Olympic Wave program, they have to be registered with Swimming Canada. So we, as the club, and as part of your registration fees, register you with Swimming Canada. And then you in turn get a registration acknowledgement email. And there's just some information verification that you need to add. If you've been a part of the program for a year or two, you would have done this already, so it's nothing new. But as soon as those start to come out, we'll send you a quick little tutorial on how to go about and do it. If you know how to do it, you don't need to wait for any tutorial, just go right ahead and do it. But we will, once we get through registering our JOW Swimmers of Swimming Canada, we'll notify you and notify you to look for this email coming from swimming.ca. Yeah.
Sydney, did you want to say anything or?
Yeah, just if there's any questions or if parents are have any concerns about training, or if there's um any accommodations that any of your swimmers need, or anything in that level that you feel would be really useful to share with their coaches, obviously keeping things confidential between the coach and the parent. But if you think that you have that information to help us better set your swimmer up for success, that's always welcome. Feedback, questions, super appreciate them. So you're welcome to reach out whenever too. Yeah, the kids have been doing great so far. We're excited to start the other groups later, having those Meadows guys start soon. Yeah, we gave away our Swimmer of the Week kickboard for the first time, which was exciting. So yeah, lots of fun things to come. And yeah, I'm really impressed with the swimmers so far. They're working really hard.
Yeah, it's really great. I think everyone's looking really good, and we're looking forward to having the Canyon Meadows groups begin this next week. And again, thank you everyone at Canyon Meadows for being so patient and understanding with the next few weeks having to join in with the Seton groups while we wait for Canyon Meadows to reopen. Obviously, it's not ideal for any of us, but it is what it is. And luckily, we have this, a solution in place for the time being. And they have confirmed with us that they are opening November 4th. So we will, it'll just be the next 3 weeks that we are running in this situation. Yeah, I think that's everything.
So it's really about it. We're coming up on the hour, and we want to respect your time and the fact that it's the middle of the week. But if you have any last minute questions, please throw them in the chat. If it's something you want to ask the coaches directly, you can text or email, probably preferable. As we mentioned, coach.sydney.cascade@gmail.com or coach.jackie.cascade@gmail.com. If you have any questions about equipment or the kitting that we have in the office, if you know your swimmer size, you want to get your suits taken care of right away, just drop us a quick email, and we can make sure that we have that size. We're pretty well stocked up on suits, but always a good idea to check first before you make the trip down to MNP. And yeah, so we'll just give it a minute or two here for any last minute questions, confirmation on location.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good question. Yes, we did receive confirmation on, I'm assuming you
have some younger kids in swim school.
No, well, that Southland is actually opening.
Yeah.
And so, yes, the Tuesday, Thursdays, if you do have swim school swimmers, they will be at Southland Pool. They have not yet confirmed Saturday morning, so we're waiting to hear from them on that tomorrow. But the Tuesday, Thursday Junior Olympic Way groups at Canyon Meadows, sorry, all the Canyon Meadows Junior Olympic Way groups will be swimming at Seton until Canyon Meadows reopens. Swim school is going in other directions.
There's a question about the meet schedule and whether or not I'm going to send that.
Yes, we will send out the meet schedule. We can even send out of course, this meeting is recorded if you miss something, but also we always will send out a follow-up email just to go over, some of the things we discussed. Yeah, but and then maybe I'll just mention in case you missed the email, but we did the Junior Olympic Way kids at Canyon Meadows typically swim 5 to 6, but they will be training with either the Monday, Wednesday, or the Tuesday, Thursday group at Seton. And the Seton groups do start earlier. It's 4:15 to 5:15. So I'm hoping everyone got that message. We didn't hear from anybody, so I'm assuming that everyone is going to be able to manage with the time change.
Good. Okay, well, thanks everybody. And like I said, if there is anything else that comes up that you think of after the fact, email one of your coaches. You can email the office, and hopefully we'll get you the answers right away. Great.
And yes, I'm just answering Jack's question. Because Canyon Meadows is not open till November 4th, the Canyon Meadows groups will be joining the Seton JOW groups for the first few weeks. And so the Monday, Wednesday Canyon Meadows group will swim with the Monday, Wednesday Seton group, 4:15 to 5:15 until Canyon Meadows reopens. The Tuesday, Thursday Canyon Meadows group will swim with the Tuesday, Thursday Seton group. An email did go out to everybody, so maybe if you haven't seen that, just have a search for it, and we're happy to resend it to you if you missed it somehow. Does that answer all the questions? Yes, we can. I can resend the email to that email address listed there. Not a problem. Yeah, and let us know if you have any questions about that. It's not ideal. We appreciate everyone for being so flexible and understanding. This one here. And then Jack, does that answer your question about Canyon Meadows going to Seton? Hopefully we got everybody here.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And again, if, like Jason said, if you have a question, don't hesitate to reach out to Sydney or myself. I'm sure you have our emails now. And thank you everybody for your time. And we're really looking forward to a great season with JOW. We're very excited about it. So have a great evening.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Someone put it in there for. Oh, see, that's going to be confusing. That's